I was in a recovery period after a car accident, and that period lasted for a couple years. And I will say that that period was very tough, and it's sometimes I still think about that time, but I needed an outlet. I had a cousin that gave me an Xbox One, just casually. He was like, "Hey, I know you're like at home now with your parents. Like, do you want this Xbox One? Like, I never use it." I was like, "Okay." On the Xbox One, I started playing Diablo 3 and Rocket League. A little later, my girlfriend got me a Nintendo Switch. When I was asking my friends, like, "Dude, I got a new Switch. Like, what games do you recommend?" A lot of people suggested Breath of the Wild, which was surprising to me because Breath of the Wild had already been out for like over a year. Like, usually when you ask for a game recommendation, people tell you like the hottest game right now, what the most amount of people are playing, but people kept saying, "Oh, you got to try Breath of the Wild." And so that game made me realize, like, holy shit, like gaming has really, really evolved since I stopped playing. Right? Like I said, I took like an 8-year hiatus from gaming. Sparked a fire in me to like, you know what it is. What it is like when I do things now. I'm older now. I don't need to tell you that, but I'm older now, and I look for justification in the things that I do, in my actions, right? The simplest example, like I spent a few hundred hours playing Breath of the Wild. You know, those days where the sun's coming up and you're still like cooking some materials that you found, and you're just like so absorbed in whatever you're doing. What am I doing? Like, oh, holy crap, I'm spending so much time playing this game. Like, but oddly enough, like with Breath of the Wild, I never felt dirty about doing it. A continuous thought that came to my mind when I was playing Breath of the Wild is like, damn, I'm obsessed with this game, but the people that made Breath of the Wild, like the game designer and his team of developers, like, they're freaking geeks, man, in the most respectful way. Like, just the fact that you're able to explore such a massive world, the combat, the offbeat quests, the quirky characters and places that you go to in Breath of the Wild. Like, I'm thinking like, damn, I've spent 300 hours playing this game, but these people that made this game, they're freaking geeks, man. Like, it made me not feel bad about spending all that time playing the game, if that makes sense, right? It was like, for me, Breath of the Wild is definitely like a moment in time for me. It definitely made me respect the entire lore and all the Zelda games that I played growing up, and how they were able to build on that world.